Of the Kim Jacobs Show. Listen, we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. I'm kind of giddy excited because my cheeks are burning over here. Anytime we have Freestyle Friday here on the Kim Jacobs Show, I'm excited because we get to bring all of these experts to you, right to the comfort of your home. They're here sharing their expertise as a gift to you. You can't get any better than that. And we have how many today? 4 Freestyle Friday experts. So make sure you grab your virtual seats. Let us know where you're visiting in from. Let me do some real quick housekeeping. I'm going to put this link right in the comment section, right from the beginning. Then that way, if you're interested in joining into the broadcast to ask a specific question of one of our experts, you can use that link, copy and paste it. It'll bring you right into the broadcast. The only caveat, which I'll say this again, maybe mid-show, is you have to show your camera. That's the only catch, because I've had some bot stuff, I guess is what it's called. My kids said. Anyway. All right. So we have with us today, Kamille Richardson. Kamille, tell everybody in a nutshell what they can expect from you today.
Good morning. Good morning, Kim. I'm so excited. Happy New Year, everybody. Today, I'm going to be talking about setting your intentions for this year, 2024.
Setting your intentions. Somebody type that. Setting your intentions. Because it's one thing to have a thought, but it's another thing to be intentional about it. So setting your intentions. All right, Sharon, tell us what you're going to be talking about today.
Yes, everyone. My name is Sharon D. Brown, and today I will be talking about 5 ways that you can fund your future when it comes to self-care.
Okay, y'all. So setting your intentions, Kamille is going to talk about, and you say 5 ways that you can fund. I have to put my glasses. 5 ways that you can fund your future with self-care. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Corinne, what are you going to be talking about?
Well, hey guys, I'm Corinne, the fresh expert. I'm going to be sharing with you guys some fresh tips because you are what you eat. So we're going to talk about how to do your resolution solution for meal prep tips. And then if you're doing dry January, oh my gosh, you want to make sure you tune in to hear this.
Okay, dokie. So this is gonna get lit, as people say, right? This is gonna get live in a minute. All right. So let's see, Marvin. Marvin, what are you gonna be talking to us about?
Hello, everybody. Happy New Year's. This is the Funding CEO, and I'm going to be conveying a couple of strategic ways of how people can fund their business without going to traditional funding. The bank's on the corner, so you can actually be able to know how to, fund your passion and your dream without going the ordinary route of just going to the bank. So
wow, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, because most people automatically go in the bank, sometimes get rejected, and then they're like, that's it. So then literally it's almost like the wind is knocked out of you if that happens, and you really don't know what to do next. So what you're going to be talking about, I think, is going to be paramount to people knowing how to maneuver around that. Yay. Dry January. Okay. First of all, most people might not even know what dry January even is. So I cannot wait to hear more about that philosophy. And then funding your future with self-care.
Yep.
That you done merged a lot of different entities together, because I know a lot of the hats that you wear, and then setting those intentions, being intentional throughout not just as a New Year type of resolution, but throughout your lifetime resolution. So I'm excited about everything that's being shared here today. We're going to take a commercial break and come back and go ahead and just deep dive right into Freestyle Friday. And let us know what you want to talk about. Let us know in the comment section. We'll be right back.
Why learn about health when you can experience it? Experience it in beautiful Florida in February 2024. Join us for 3 days of integrative and intensive health and healing education and empowerment with the expertise of the following Healthopedia author, speaker, and facilitators. The world-renowned homeopath and acupuncture physician, Dr. James Marinakis, 4-decade health coach and holistic nutritionist, Dr. Joe D. Bear, and others such as Kimberly Meredith, Dame Doria Cordova, Rex Sykes, Dr. Gary Sanchez, Jamie Kerr, Serena Brown-Travis, and more. Experience daily morning walking and yoga, interactive participation, panel discussions, and more for your own epiphany of health. Get your tickets now.
All right, everyone, we are back and we're going to go ahead and jump right into today's discussion on our Freestyle Friday. As I said, when we were going to commercial break, keep in mind that this show is all about what you need. So our desire is to bring balance to the world, one household at a time. But what is it that you would like to talk about that's trending or that's bothering you or that's something you like? Please help me get some answers to this piece of the puzzle that's missing in my life. Please type it in the comment sections and we'll be happy to address them if any of us here can today, okay? All right, so Kamille, let's get started with you and start talking a little bit about who you are, share a little bit about your background, and then also some of the tips you have for us today.
Absolutely. Good morning, everybody. Again, my name is Kamille Richardson. I am a motivational speaker. I am an author, and I'm also a business owner. I specialize in workforce wellness and also inclusion and accessibility. I'm also blind from birth, for those of you who do not know. So I am the vision expert, and I'm so grateful to have this opportunity. So today, like I said earlier, we're going to talk about setting our intention and what kind of experience we'd like to have in the year of 2024. So you mind if I share a little quick story, Kim, real quick, and just be a little
Please share as much as you want to share. I'm so honored that you're here.
Absolutely. So y'all, moment of transparency, change can make me just a little anxious at times. So I had to go to a brand new nail salon this week. I was going to a girl for 5 years who did my nails, because when you're good at my hair, when you're good at doing my nails, I'm very loyal. And her salon was really close to my house and all the things, right? Well, she ended up moving to a salon that was not only further from my house, but I went to see her twice and I hated the environment up in there. It was like the club at noon. Like, why y'all blasting all this music? I'm in here trying to relax. What are y'all doing?
Okay.
So I told her, to be straight up, I said, girl, look, as much as I love coming to you, I hate the environment. And it's close to, and it's so far from my house. So I gotta go. So my friend told me about another place that is close to my house. And she said they were good. But so I'm in the Uber and I'm on the way over there. And y'all, my stomach for some reason is tied up in knots. Because like I said, this girl that was doing my nails at first was very familiar with me. She knew what I liked. She knew I'm blind. So she helped me pick out the colors, all the things. So I'm in the Uber worrying like, oh my God, I got to get reacclimated to this brand new place.
Right.
Oh, how are these people going to help me? Ugh. And I just got all tied up in this loop. But then I had to stop myself. And I said, Kamille, what is the experience that you would like to have in this brand new place? And I proceeded to tell myself, I am going to have a wonderful experience. The people are going to be very accommodating. And I'm going to have a wonderful pedicure. And guess what, y'all? Just by shifting my mindset, I went in there. The people were very helpful, but not overly helpful. I picked out a nice color. They helped me pick that out. And the girl who did my nails did a phenomenal job. And that was just from me shifting my mind from that continuous loop of worry and, oh my gosh, they don't know me. to saying, this is the kind of experience that I would like to have for myself at the salon.
Well, that is a beautiful story, because all of us can relate to that when change happens, it's difficult, is unnerving. You're not sure what's going to happen, but it's inevitable, because things change. It happens in life all the time. So this is a great story. Great.
Absolutely, it does. And it can be something as small as changing nail salons. But the one thing I want to encourage you to do, though, is set your intentions for 2024. What kind of experiences do you want to have in this year? How do you want to experience 2024? And speak it out loud. Write it down. Whatever you need to do to solidify that intention, do it. Because when we set our intention, we have a path forward. We know exactly where we want to go, and we're going to have a joyful experience if that's what you would like. I mean, if you're going into a meeting about a new project at work, or even if you're going into a relationship, what kind of experience do you want to have in this relationship or on that first date? It applies to all kinds of things. I mean, I just applied it to a nail salon experience.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So when we set our intentions, we know the path, and we've already set the atmosphere, if you will, for how we want things to turn out for us. And guess what? You can watch it come into fruition because you've already said it.
That's right. I agree with everything that you're saying. We already know that we have it in our mind's eye. So we now know how to implement the intention and execute on it, because we say, this is what our intention is going to be, is to have a positive experience with my nails done, with my hair done, with my life done, whatever the fill in the blanks for you in your life. So what are some of the things in the studio audience that you need to be intentional about? Even here on the panel, you've heard some of what Kamille said. Any thoughts on what you need to do to be intentional about some things?
Well, I can definitely share that in order to make sure that you manifest your intention, you have to understand the why behind it. And why are you doing this? It kind of goes along with resolutions that I'll share later, but making a resolution, just saying you're going to do something, means nothing. Just like making an intention and saying it means nothing. You have to feel it. You have to know it. The why must be there for why you are intending to do this, why you are making this. And when you do that, it's not just, oh, I'm going to do this. It's a resolve. This change is happening and I'm going for it.
That's good. I agree with you. And every time I set something that I say I'm going to do and I don't write it down, for me, it just doesn't happen. So if I actually write it down and I can see it visibly in front of me, then I can say, okay, I have this as a must do, and I can scratch it off when it's done. That helps hold me more intentionally accountable. And I don't know about anybody else. Any thoughts?
And a lot of times too, when we set our intentions, we also have to do the work that comes with it. Like I said, the nail salon experience, yes, I wanted to set the intention for the experience that I was going to have. But a lot of things, as far as even life experiences and goals that we want to accomplish, we have to also put in the work that goes with the intention.
That's right. That's right. And in the studio audience too, if you all have any input, please make sure you share it and we'll pop your comment up. Let's see anybody saying anything. Because we get people that
Tim, I'd love to speak on something as well. I know for 2024, just as an individual or entrepreneur, anybody, I would like to say, I call it like your mental tribe. You could say more of, the people that you're sharing your ideas with, because usually you're not going to be able to really manifest this stuff on your own. I'm just going to be realistic with everybody, it's always, you have to really, share, your vision with people that's not so much going to hear it, but the people that that's going to sort of hold you accountable as well. Right. So it's a trust and there's a loyalty partnership, even with business, whether it's in your business or just being able to share your ideas, because sometimes, you're putting your seed in dead ground, while you're even talking to these people. They're good people, but they're not going to have, they're not going to be any way of being able to help you to this next level. So you always got to X yourself, be mindful of who you're talking to. So that's my whole thing with 2024. You just can't share everything with everybody.
You know,
I love
Marvin,
everything that you all are saying.
oh, I was going to say, just to Marvin's point, the 5 people you surround yourself with
Yeah.
is who you become. So they always say, how can you tell about someone's character or personality? Look at the 5 people that surround them. And so if you want to set an intention for something, make sure the people that's around you, just like he's saying, that tribe to keep you accountable, has that same vision and path of where you want to go. Because you're never going to change when you keep staying around the same toxic or things that might hold you back. You have to have pain for real growth. Not like horrible pain, but you know what I mean? You have to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, you have to be
So
comfortable.
you have to have pain for real growth from your perspective.
Well, like growing pains, right? If you're going to work out, you have to rip a muscle to build a muscle.
Okay.
So it's the same sort of thing when it comes to growth, right? We have to look inside and break out. And it's not comfortable, which is why so many people don't change, is because you have to put yourself out of your comfort zone to truly grow. And I think that just goes back to the whole intention is, do you truly want to change? Is your intention something for a positive? And just look around all these little things, take time to look inside yourself, because you have all the answers right here with God.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this sparked a really good conversation, Kamille, because all of this is bottled up within each of us. And to hear you put it into perspective, it just makes it so much more palatable, if that makes sense. If it's able to be easily digested if we put it in that perspective. Some people but we need to be mindful that who we surround ourselves with can make a difference as to how our intentions turn out. Yeah. And then what you just said, Corinne, is so important too. So all of this is just really good. All right. So great tips. And I think that we can apply how to be intentional thanks to you, our vision expert, Kamille. Kamille, tell people too, how have you been blind because of an incident, or was it because of childbirth? How was it?
Oh no, I'm blind from birth from a hereditary eye condition that affected my retinas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for you, this is normal. This is every day. It's been like this for you, and so
this is life. Yes, this is life for me. So I've been doing this blind life for a long time.
You're an author too, right?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And what is the name of your book?
I am a part of an anthology entitled The Right to Heal, where 8 blind women share their stories of sight loss and the journey that we have, our sight loss journey and the vision we gain along the way. So it's called.
And how do people get a copy of your book?
You can go to Amazon and search for The Right, WRITE, the number 2, Heal, HEAL. And it is right there. You can get your book on Audible as well, or Kindle, or any way that you get your reading materials.
Well, I'm downloading it and I'll be having it popped up in a second. How can people stay connected with you, Kamille?
You can follow me on Instagram at Kamille, Kamille, Aaliyah, ALIA. I'm usually live with some sort of inspirational moment. So yeah, you can follow me there. If you want to email and book me to speak, you can send an email to info@ictechinc.com. And it's all there in the comments. So you want to go copy, paste it, you can do that as well. But yeah, follow me on Instagram, y'all. I'm always doing something.
Yes, she's very busy. So she's always offering some great tips. Let me put the actual book up, The Right to Heal. The Right to Heal is the name of the book, and you can get it right on Amazon and learn more about these authors that are all blind, but they've put their heart and passion into the right to heal. All right, Kamille, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's see who wants to go next. We're going to go to Sharon D. Brown. How about that? Sharon, let's go to you.
Hey there, everybody. Again, my name is Sharon D. Brown, and I am the founder of Self Care U Academy. And pretty much with Self Care U Academy, what it is that just educating you to be a better you, in your health and your mind and your spirit. The other thing is that I like to point out to individuals is that your health and your pocketbook and your wealth is tied together. And so what I wanted to do today is just pretty much as a reminder of like when it comes to funding your future, it's really every aspect of yourself. You know, when it comes to having fun, when it comes to your family, to be able to focus on your finance, and then also to be able to, you know, focus, you know, and sometimes, and that means like to be able to, I would say, invest in learning, because we were talking about, you know, those individuals who are in our circles. So it's kind of like, hey, sometimes it can be either an actual mentor that you pay for or a mentor that you may watch, you know, on YouTube or listen to.
Right.
And so I want to dive a little bit more into funding fun, because sometimes we like, what are you talking about?
Funding
Funding fun?
fun.
Yeah, funding fun, you know? And so what that means is, especially like for entrepreneurs and sometimes for individuals who have families, sometimes we're so focused, let's just say, of raising the family or just working. But sometimes we forget to have fun. And fun can be in so many, you know, different areas. It can be things that you want to do, things you want to see, people you want to hear, you know, different places, and especially like when it comes to vacations and doing things. And so one of the reasons that this is a self-care act, this is a self-care app because it's going to help you take care of yourself. Because if you're always just working and not being able to have fun and really to reap the benefits of your hard work, it really does something to the body, mind, and spirit. And catch this now, when your body, mind, and spirits is impacted in a negative way, over time, that's going to impact your pocketbook, because you end up getting sick because you're working too much. You didn't, you know, take the time off to have fun. So this is how funding your future, again, goes hand in hand, is impacted. So everything that we do, it really impacts our health and impacts our wealth.
Wow. You know, I feel like I'm in church right now. I almost said, praise the Lord. This is just, that's such great information. Let's talk about it, panel. Funding your fun. Anybody want to chime in on that? What that looks like for you personally?
I think that her point of having self-care is so important. You can't fill from an empty glass. And so many times as women, Marvin, I'm sure you too, but we do so much. Like, I know I'm a single mom, you know, I have to make sure the house is taken care of, the kids are taken care of, all of these things, take the businesses. What about me? And if we don't take care of us, everything will crumble. And I had this quote recently I heard that I thought of when you were sharing, which was talking about how self-discipline is the greatest form of self-care. And we don't realize that. It's just that we need to be disciplined because that honors ourselves. And what type of discipline is that? With funding, you know, your fun. Make sure that you're having that full life, like you were saying, and be disciplined towards it to show you love yourself.
I love it. Anybody else want to chime in? Funding your fun.
Yeah, funding your fun definitely got my attention because, you know, I guess for me personally, the last couple of years, I was just so much tunnel vision with this franchise and, you know, just one lane, you know, and so I just, you know, been able to get a little bit more travel in, you know, start doing a lot more stuff. I love books, as you can see. Just being able to get into the things that I really enjoy to just keep my mind and keep me open at the top, keep me creative, make me want to pop, you know, really want me to go out there and have fun, not just work. So my whole motto when it comes to the money, and, you know, Kim, I've said that, but I've always have to remember it. We have to attack of, you know, just go in life, not looking at the green stuff, meaning the money, because, you know, I'm breaking it down as money is my own natural energy yield. It's what you put your energy towards. So the reciprocity of what you put your energy into is what you're going to get back from life. You know, Do you want a balanced life? Do you want to be, just overworked? So money is, she was absolutely right. Your health and your wealth, your energy, that's what your bank account really looks like, because that's where you're putting your energy worth, and it's a balance with everything. So I think for me, it's just more about more self-care, and just making sure that you're doing the things that you want to do, just not get trapped into the box of work,
Yeah. I was having a talk with someone the other day, and we were talking about what defines happiness and success, because so many times I think we set our bar for ourselves too high that we can never actually be happy, because our success is determined by something that is unachievable to ourselves. And so it's something to think about that too, is, what are we funding? Lay it out and be aware of that. Just what is your definition of happiness? Are you comparing yourself to everybody else? Because comparison is the thief of joy.
Right.
That's good.
Are you running your own journey and focusing on you? Because when you focus on you, that's where true growth is, and fun.
Yeah.
Yes. So that sparked some good discussion. Anybody in the studio audience, how do you fund your fun? What our expert just talked about, Sharon D. Brown, talked about how important it is to have self-care in that perspective, not just work, and then you're overwhelmed and you don't get to enjoy. You get sick, and then you don't have it's a lot of different factors. So that's really good information. Anybody in the studio audience? I see you, Candace, saying, hey, greetings to you all. And I see different ones of you that are on. Let's see. Stephen said, great show, Miss Jacobs. And I would love to be a guest on your show. Stephen, definitely just inbox me and share your story. We greatly appreciate that. Okay. And look forward to the opportunity to have you. All right. So greetings all. I see you. Okay. Funding your fun. I think that one of the things that I did over this holiday break is I took almost 10 days off, where I did replays of episodes, which I have a gazillion of them, right? So I auto-piloted them to be able to have them stream at the same time that my show normally airs. That gave me a chance to unwind, unplug. But not only did I do that, I actually there's one aunt of two aunts that when I was growing up as a younger child and went through a divorce with my family, my mom and dad divorced, these aunts were like angels on earth for me. And they would officially make me never feel like I was in any kind of divorce situation. They showed up for every pageant, every speech. I mean, I was very active. So I was the senior class president in high school, senior class president at James Madison University. I had all kinds of events. And so my aunt, one of them, renewed their 20-year vows this year on a cruise.
Wow.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
So I had to some kind of way figure out how to make it happen. And so I wanted to pop that up. This is how I funded my fun over the holiday break. And there's
I
a
love
lovely
seeing your pictures of this.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
great.
Isn't that amazing?
Great. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So
That
went
was my
and
favorite one, is
I
the
love
pajamas.
we had a chance to just really celebrate and spend time as a family, and I'm really grateful, just grateful that God allowed that to even happen.
Yeah.
All right. Any other ways that people fund their fun? All right. I think we talked about that. Good. We're going to take a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to hear from Corinne, our fresh expert. We'll be right back right after this break. Some good stuff. All right, everyone, we're back and we are talking here on Freestyle Friday. We've already heard from Kamille Richardson. We've heard from Sharon D. Brown. And now we're getting ready to hear from Corinne Brown. How are you, Corinne?
Oh my gosh, I am fantastic and so excited for this year. So let me go ahead and just introduce myself for you guys. My name is Corinne Brown. I am the fresh expert. I was born, raised, and burped in Tupperware. So I've been your Tupperware lady for 22 years. But I'm also a certified mental wellness coach, as well as the owner of Be Refreshed Beverage Company, which is the first female-owned distribution company that specializes in non-alcoholic. I know that's really long, but it's just really exciting. So I'm excited because I'm going to share with you guys some fresh tips for meal prep. Because how many of you guys made resolutions? And if you did, put it in the chat and Kim will share it up for you guys. Because so many times people make resolutions, but like we shared before, maybe your intention's not aligned. So let's really look at ways that you can be successful with it. The top 4 typically are to get organized, lose weight, save money, and to eat healthy. Well, actually eat healthy, save, you get it. It's all together right in there. So how are we going to do that? Well, of course, by meal prepping. So meal prep, though, typically is very overwhelming. And if it's overwhelming to you, let us know. And the reason typically it's overwhelming is people think, oh, I have to follow a fad diet, or I have to go all in. I got to do all 3 meals all week. Let me just tell you, that's insanity. Like, do not overwhelm yourself. That's that unreal expectations. With meal prep, it really starts with picking one thing that you want to go with. But before I get into the tips, I want to share with you a little science, because a lot of people don't know that there is a connection between your brain and your gut. They call it the gut-brain axis, which is connected by the vagus nerve in your body. Through the research Johns Hopkins and many other places have found, our microbiome is our gut lining, pretty much. And the foods that we eat are absorbed by this lining, which then affect our hormones and our functioning of our body, so that it gives the receptors back to tell our brain this is what we need or not. So when you are eating processed foods, you are destroying the lining sometimes. Alcohol destroys the lining of your microbiome. There's a whole bunch of science. We can talk about it more later. But what I want you to know is there are 1 trillion cells lining your gut right now that determine how you feel, how you move, your emotions, your mental, everything. So what are you eating? I want you to really think about that. And I really want you this year to focus on clean foods. Not processed foods, not fast food, not the things with all the preservatives and additives, the dyes that actually are really bad for your system to function as God intended it to. Make sure you're eating foods that help with your mental health. And I do share that on my page, The Fresh Expert. You'll be seeing some more stuff later about different foods that actually affect different functions. But let's get to the basics. There's just a couple things you need to know for meal prep. And the first one is just make a plan. Don't overwhelm yourself. Just decide this week I'm going to focus on breakfast, or maybe 1 or 2 meals for the family. Maybe I'll focus on my lunch, or maybe I'll prep my dinners, depending on your schedule. Then make sure you have a well-packed or well-stocked pantry and cabinets. Do you have whole foods on hand? Quinoa, which is high in protein as well as high in fiber. It has the macros that you need. You see, that's why fad diets aren't good for you, is it takes out some of these essential nutrients that you need. Macros are kind of like the ratio between the protein that you have, carbs, and fats. Everybody has a different body type. There are 3. Talk to a nutritionist if you want to know more about yourself. But when you focus on that, your body functions effectively, releases the toxic waste, and you feel better in so many different ways. And then, of course, you want to make sure that you build your menu, cycle through things. There's lots of great stuff out there. I share a lot on my page. And then invest in quality containers. You want the ones that don't leak, that are BPA free, microwave safe, and dishwasher safe. And of course, my fresh product picks are always going to be Tupperware brand products, not flubberware, not rubberware, not the imitations that are not duplications, but real quality Tupperware that you get from me, your Tupperware lady, or someone else if you know them. It's okay. If you already have a Tupperware rep, all good. But Tupperware products, their standards are above the FDA. You know, you're not going to worry about the leaking or the carcinogens. We have glass as well as plastic for the oven, metal for the microwave. If you'd like a personal consultation, you can reach out to me and I'll help you with that. So that's kind of like the major steps for meal prep. Make sure you batch cook, you know, simplify a plan for yourself. Don't overthink it and just really go in with it with the intention of one day at a time. Because when you set yourself up for too much, you set yourself up for failure. Now, I do want to mention too a little bit of dry January. How many of you guys have heard of that? I know Kim has not. Have any of you guys?
Oh no, I've seen it at the eWomen Network events when you had it on display, and so it's non-alcoholic.
Yeah, so Dry January was actually started, I want to say back in 2016 in the UK. It really took momentum here in the US in 2019, and it's part of what's called the Sober Curious movement. What that is people that are curious about what their life is like without alcohol. You see, there's a lot of studies today, again, John Hopkins and more, about how alcohol affects you just the same as smoking in a lot of ways, where alcohol has been linked to not only heart disease, but also multiple cancers and more. It is the only drug that you are shamed if you don't participate in. And so Dry January is a way for you to see what it's like to abstain or limit your alcohol, because you'll find that you have better sleep, quality of sleep, REM. Your mental health is better. Your physical health is better. And it's just amazing, the clarity and the true joy that you can find in life. Because if you're setting intentions, if you're working on self-care, don't you want to be clear for it? Do you really want to go life foggy, waking up with anxiety, worried about the next hangover? I'm sorry, but there are a lot of great options available. And that's why I started my beverage company, Be Refreshed, because it does give you those elevated non-alcoholic options that don't suck. And sorry, I just said that, but no one wants an O'Doul's and no one wants a Shirley Temple. Okay. I know I was 3 years ago, and
this is her personal opinion, everybody. I have to always put the disclaimer out there that this is Corinne's personal advice and opinion based on her own Be Refreshed company, non-alcoholic beverage that you can partake in.
Yes. So that's just my opinion. I want to change the conversation where it's
Mackenzie. Look, Mackenzie put the views.
There you go. That is my opinion. Totally fine. If you would like to know more about Dry January and the Sober Curious movement, I will be on Charlotte Talks on Monday morning, and we'll be talking more about that too. But this is just such a great thing for all of you guys, and it's try it. You know, see what it's like to truly have clarity and full health in your life. And that's just the fresh tips that I have for you.
Well, I love it. I love the fresh tips. I love the concept of the non-alcoholic beverage. The thing is, like, I don't drink, period. So when people are saying, well, you know, why don't you drink? I just don't like the taste of alcohol, period. I don't want to drink. And so it's okay. It's something that I just personally don't do, but I'm sometimes around people that do. And I don't have any condemnation for you or anything. Do what you do, you, but I'm just not interested in having it, period. It doesn't matter in what capacity I'm in, not because of anything specific. So the dry beverage, you can do this where you can ship it anywhere around the country.
Yeah, so if you go to my website, in fact, I gave you a little link where I'll give all of your guests 10% off when they use the coupon code. But everything that Be Refreshed Beverage Company has is award-winning. I bring sparkling wine in from the Netherlands, award-winning craft beer in from Canada, the best NA alternatives that you can come to. Because if you're going to try it right. You know, and this is where whether you're choosing a dry day or dry life, you deserve elevated options. Maybe you're looking at just having moderation. You still have a couple drinks, but then you switch to an NA so you don't feel like doo-doo the next morning. You know, there's a balance, and it's about finding that balance for you. And that's what it's all about.
I love it. I love it. You can convince anybody to do anything, Corinne, just so you know. So whenever you speak about something, it's like, well, I'm going to try. I want to try the texture and the taste of it just because Corinne said it, you know?
Okay, here's the thing. Kim, you're talking about the fact you don't drink because you don't like the taste, you never have, right?
Right.
Well, what people don't realize, 37% of people 18 and up that were surveyed by Gallup.com abstain from alcohol. 37%. And the percentage of those people that are actually in recovery are very slim. And that's why I say I want to change the conversation. Just because someone is choosing not to have alcohol doesn't mean there's a problem. It's just that I like the way it tastes. I just don't like the way it affects me.
That's
right?
Good.
I love a good champagne, but I have a lot to say and I don't want to lose my thoughts, you know?
Now, and I have in the past now have ice in my mouth. Why would I put ice in my mouth right? Let me. Sorry. Why would I put ice in my mouth right in the middle of a conversation? Okay. But as far as trying yours, I definitely want to try it so I can know if I like it.
If
anyone is local, I'm gonna give you another chance to try it. Tomorrow from 11 to 3 at Tifa Chocolate and Gelato at Valentine Way, we're gonna be having truffles and bubbles. I'm going to have a full dry bar. You can come sample everything that I offer, and you get a free truffle for coming in.
Wow. So there are no excuses, everybody. Go to www.berefreshedbeverage.com. .co. Read that.
Okay, well, I think something got things. So it's berefreshedbeverageco.com.
Co.com.
Then BRBC10, and you get 10% off. So go to berefreshedbeverageco.com, and you get 10% off when you use BRBC10. And there's even a place
10% off, everybody. So you all make sure you take advantage, order it, and have it come to your home and experience Be Refreshed. All right. And now, Sharon, I wanted to go back to you for a second because I didn't give you a chance to put your contact information of how people can stay connected with you. Tell them how they can stay connected with you. Oh, wait, you're muted probably because you've been.
Yeah, pretty much you can stay connected with me on Instagram at I am Sharon D Brown. And again, that's Instagram, I am Sharon D Brown. You can connect with me that way.
And Sharon, also this morning at 5:55 a.m., because I was there, I was like stumbling and everything. Like, oh. But anyway, you did something special. Can you briefly talk about that for a minute?
Yes. Today is a very special day, January the 5th. It's a very special day. And so I have what it's called the 555 Wellness Boosters. And so I did a webinar this morning for this very special day because
don't say what the day is yet, because I'm going to say it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And so for anyone who wants to get a copy of the webinar, just go to my Instagram page and just inbox me and just put in 555. And then that way you can invest in the 555 Wellness Booster webinar.
It was extreme. It was so enlightening, and it taught me things that I hadn't really thought to combine. So you're really an expert in the self-care field, and I'm honored that you're a part of our Freestyle Friday panel. But not only that, everybody, we're going to take a quick moment to say something, and we have to do it like, I don't know, I'm not a singer, but we have to sing some kind of way. All right. Today is Sharon D. Brown's birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Sharon D. Brown. Okay, who wants to lead the charge of singing? Come on, somebody.
Happy birthday.
Go ahead.
To you. Anybody else?
Okay, well, you sound solo.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sharon. Happy birthday to you. There you go.
Wow, the fact that you can sing like that is amazing. Now, Kamille, tell me if you know this version too. Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
There you
and
go.
many,
Right.
Marvin say, and many more in a male deep voice.
And many more.
I love it.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Woo!
Happy birthday, y'all, in the comment section. Put some shout outs, some love, hugs, kisses to Sharon D. Brown. It's her birthday, and it definitely reach out to her on her Instagram. Put 555. It's because, again, today is her birthday. She's going to give you a way to invest in your own self. 555 is a webinar that you don't want to miss, and you're blessing her for her birthday. So go to her Instagram page and take advantage of this. Say the Kim Jacobs Show sent you too. All right. All right. Let's get ready to hear from Mr. Marvin Wilson. How are you, Marvin?
Great. How you doing, Kim?
Doing great. What do you have for us today?
Well, I'm going to hit it from two sides. Of course, this is 2024. I'm making a shift myself. So course, Kim, you know, I've been on here a couple of times. I'm definitely going to convey some information when it comes to, you know, the financial aspect of how you can, you know, monetize your business and things like that. But I would just like to say, you know, as far as where I'm at, when it comes to talking to people about funding and getting money, what I've noticed, the shift once COVID hit, Kim, as you know, I invested into a financial technology banking franchise.
Right.
So basically, all that is, guys, in the box is that, you know, we deal with a lot of banking products online, more so you just walking into a bank, because of course during COVID you couldn't go in a bank. So people had to change their mindset on, okay, how do I get money? How can I move money around? How can I get a loan? So of course you see a lot of those you know, those products and a lot of those outlets online now. But what I'm shifting to is going back to, again, what I love. So I'm going to be implementing a platform, and I'm showing people that, you know, one is you have to have the self-confidence in yourself to go out here and tell people, what do you want and what are you trying to do? You got to know what your business is about. So when I say that is, you know, shifting gears, don't just think that you can just go online. You're going to have to do research. You're going to have to be able to understand and know that what you're looking for. You got to know a little bit more about what's your NAT code, about what, like, as far as like when it comes to how do they categorize your business. So what I'm saying is that, say if that I'm into real estate, well, then I probably wouldn't want to go to a cooking webinar. You got to put yourself into these groups that is really like-minded people that's around you. A lot of resources in seminars, webinars. YouTube is good, but I'm talking about real people that's talking about real-time issues, the things that you can be able to be productive and be able to act on, because those people are going through the same issues that you're going with. So the reason why I talk about fintech is because what we're into fintech banking is about data. So I have close to 10,000 people that's in my database. Some people got startup companies, some people doing, you know, $500,000 a month, but everybody's wanting something differently. So when I say going into 2024 and shifting gears, is fintech banking is really getting a little bit closer to people and understanding their problem and doing problem solving, meaning that most of the time when people can't get money, Kim and you guys, it's because one is probably their personal credit, or it's something that's going on that they're not worthy enough that they can't ask for the money. So they have to look at other alternative ways to see of how they can get money. So what we've done is we've partnered with a lot of banks and credit unions to be able to say, okay, now what's the elephant in the room? You know, how can we be able to work with these people? Because usually when you walk into a bank and you apply anywhere and you get disapproved. Okay, well then where's the resources? When you just got disapproved or you got declined from Wells Fargo, what's the next step? There's usually not a next step. You got to go back out here and figure it out. So what I'm saying is, so now you can either hit us up at Funding Credit, and we're going to strategically walk you through those steps. If it comes to a little bit of mentorship, if it's telling you maybe you may need to even change the name of your business, you might need to even change the dynamics of how your business is set up. Because once you put that information on an application, it doesn't matter about the money. It doesn't really matter about any of the things that you think that's really important. You're going to get disapproved, right? And so with that, that's one thing. It's about the resources and getting into the right areas. The second thing is when it comes to secured funding. Secured funding is another thing that I'm talking about with fintech banking. A lot of times people don't have money. They don't have the resources. But sometimes these people might have rental property. Sometimes these people might have things that's paid off. Well, fintech banking, I'm harping on fintech banking because this is the area that I'm in.
And how do you spell fintech? I was going to type it, but I don't know.
Yes, it's FINTECH. Fintech
okay,
banking.
Fintech banking, because I know you keep referencing. I want to make sure.
Financial technology is really where it is.
Okay.
It's because what we do, we just scrub a lot of the things of what's going wrong and why people are getting declined. And we're going to banks saying, hey, what are you doing with these people? All these millions of people getting declined, what's going on? And the first thing that people think, well, oh, okay, well, then that means you're just going to put me in some high interest rate loans, or you're going to get me. No, that's not what we're doing. We're going to tell you the reason why you got declined, and we're going to start from there. That's what we're going to do. So, so with that being said, I was talking about secured funding. A lot of times at the beginning, at the end of 2023, I went back and I started doing data mining of a lot of people that got themselves in high interest rate loans, or got themselves over their head in credit card debt. And we started from there, and we started saying, okay, how can we help you? What's going on? So what we're starting to see is a lot of these people, they don't even have the means to get themselves out of debt, but they might have some equity. They might have some land. They might have, their husband might have an 18-wheeler that's paid free and clear. What I'm meaning by that is in fintech banking, anything that you have ownership on, we can look at that and usually get you at least 50 to 65%. It depends on the secured model. And we can collateralize that, is what I'm saying. Use that as collateral to get you back in the game and get you 50, 60, 60, 70, $80,000. So those are a lot of things that it might not fit in everybody's area, but they just need to know how to move without the money sometimes and be able to see, well, what can I put in front of myself to say, well, I have this. Can you use this to get me money? So I just wanted to throw that out there. Because we're sort of outside the box when it comes to just traditional banking, because there's a lot of different problematic factors that fall in with people just don't want to just say, hey, you know what, I'm just going to let my dream go, or I can't do this anymore, or I'm belly up. I can't finance my idea anymore. So that's another thing. The last thing that I'm going to put in there is more of just your mindset and just having the will to just keep moving forward no matter what. Because this is information age right now. Everything is online. And I just want to hold myself accountable and be a catalyst of saying, okay, well, Marvin's always talking about this banking stuff. But as I noted, I put into the chat room, and Kim knows where I'm going with this. Sometimes it's about just knowing the right person and being able to have the right person to get you to that right person that can change the whole dynamics of what you're doing, right? A lot of times you think it might be $50,000, $60,000, but from what I've seen in the last couple months, well, Marvin, I didn't know I could do that. Well, all that was a phone call. I could have got you with a guy that could have just gave you the right information, and you could have paid him $1,000 and you could have just solved that issue. So just being in the area of banking and financial technology, and just having that temperament of people that solve problems, that go out there, that really do things on a high level, being blessed to be in that area. I want to come back down to the community, to the small business owners, because we're the one that's running this whole country, and going out here and really, challenging ourselves and going for things that we sometimes have no clue about. But we need it. We need to get to that end result. So the consultation is definitely there. I haven't worked for anybody since 2008. And I've never been to college for banking. I've never went to college for anything that I have going on right now. But it was the will, right? It was the will to get there, shake the bushes, travel, do whatever I need to do, sleep in my car, do whatever I needed to do. So it's going to come from a different place. I don't like to feel like I'm hard on people, but you got to have thick skin to stay in this game of entrepreneurship, because it's never going to always be yes. There's going to be doors. There's going to be things that's going to be told you that you can't do, but you got to have that person to tell you, yes, you can. And I'm going to tell you how. And so I would just want to be in that area of being able to not only anchor people into the banking modality and get into those banking instruments that can help you, but also get your mindset and get you trained to understand that you got to stay in the game. You got to stay in the game no matter if there's money showing up or not. You got to stay relevant. So that's really what I wanted to put out here for 2024, Kim.
Well, you put it out very thoroughly, so thank you, because it gives us so much to think about from a funding perspective that many people is just whoop, right over the head. Go ahead,
And I
Corinne.
just want to say, Marvin, I love the fact that you are focused on building relationships, because as a small business owner, I mean, it's a hard road, and a solopreneur can be very lonely. And it's not knowing what questions to ask. And that's the hard thing. Big banks are just like, well, if you don't know, too bad. And I love the fact that you work one-on-one with people. So not only they can truly understand that you want to teach, but you care. And I think that's the biggest thing. Anyone listening, if nothing else, do the consultation with him just to see what your options are, because he truly comes from a good heart, God-focused place, you know, where there are no malicious intentions.
Yeah. He's a veteran also, just so you know. So you'll be working with a veteran, and you'll be also learning some information that's beneficial to your business and as an entrepreneur, or if you work a job and you still need just some additional ways that you can fund some other projects that you're working on, definitely reach out to Marvin. Let me put your information one more time, Marvin, so people know how to stay connected with you. Tell them how to stay connected with you.
Definitely. You can go on the funding side, of course, funding-credit.com. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. But if you really need that more one-on-one, just to really get yourself in the area of where do I need to do, or how does this thing look like for me, I would definitely go to metamarvin.com. That's where I do more of my more one-on-one type thing, and we can build a more of a business plan around where do you see yourself in the next 6 months to 12 months? And I'll make sure that I can get you the resources and the information you need to get to the next level.
I'll put that up as well, metamarvin.com. So, and he also has a show that he does too, but metamarvin.com.
Yep.
So there's a way for you to stay connected with him immediately. Reach out right after the show, book a consultation, metamarvin.com. And you also he'll walk you through the process for your one-on-one situation. Anybody else on the panel had anything to say pertaining to what Marvin is discussing?
Yeah, I just want to add that, first of all, I really do appreciate all of the information that you shared, and especially when it comes to funding. And one of the things that I want to point out is, like you talked about, having the will and the confidence and the mindset. And I really want to point out to people, all of these are aspects of self-care, because it's kind of like, what are the things you need to do to prepare your mindset? What are the things you need to do, to have the confidence? What are the things to do when it comes to that will, because it's not easy. And so again, self-care is not just the luxury part of being able to enjoy yourself, but it's also the hard work of what it takes really to be human. And so I just wanted to point that out, of how self-care with your health and your wealth are tied to every aspect of our lives.
I'm glad you showed that synergy right there. It's so beautiful. Kamille, did you have any closing comment or anything from anything that we've talked about today, or anything you want to share?
No, absolutely. I just wanted to say that financial education is one of the major parts of doing the work to set the intention for the experience that you want to have in your life and in your 2024. So I know it can seem a little overwhelming. You're just like, I don't know, but you just heard from someone who is going to sit down with you and help you get all of that together and break it down for you. So do that financial work so that you can have the experience that you want to have.
Excellent. Excellent. And Corinne, do you have any closing comment as well?
I think I lost you there. Did I lose you?
No, we're here.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My screen just switched on me and I was like,
well, you did a cute freeze. So you were cute while you were frozen. You were like, did I lose you? Did I lose you? Because if that was me, it'd be like, go, Corinne.
I know. I love the awkward screenshots when you're in the most weird phases, it's great. But no, I just want to say, remember that you are what you eat. And just to connect with the others, you set your intention, then you make sure you take care of yourself so that you are mentally fueled for that intention. Then you fuel your body the correct way. If you're worried about your health, if things are not going well mentally, also start identifying or looking at auditing what foods am I ingesting, you know, like what type of quality of food am I actually eating? And you'll see how that affects the rest. And try dry January.
What did you say about dry January?
I said try it.
Try dry January, guys. And Marvin, any closing comment from you?
Yes, absolutely. I definitely wanted to add, I'm like, based on, of course, my story, again, I've talked to Kim about it. I'm also an author as well. You can definitely go to Amazon. I have a book called Passion for Freedom. And again, it doesn't really have a lot of financial information about, you know, funding, but it does tell my story and, again, my why, right? And so, you know, I'm very passionate about that and getting that out there a little bit more this year. But yeah, it's an interesting story. It's a humbling story, but it's a very strong story as well. So, you know, passion for freedom. It says what it says. Yeah.
Oh no, Kim got lost.
Uh-oh.
Don't we love technology?
Oh no, what happened was I typed in passion for freedom and typed it right over the StreamYard link. I was like, oh, I kicked myself off the show. Okay.
Well, thank you for making that.
This is live, which means authentic.
Right quick. So passion for freedom. Go ahead. Say something else. Whoever was going to make a comment. I wanted to pull your book up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just again, you know, just the upbringing, and you know, I sort of put my you know, been raised with a single mother, my grandmother, you know, just being able to really see strong women and really from a male aspect, and just to really be able to appreciate the struggle of a woman, period. And a lot of that is really not conveyed as much because we're the alpha males, and it's like, whatever, we're the ones going out there fishing and, you know, and hunting. But, you know, I really appreciate, of course, and I'm being on the panel with some great examples here, but I put in that book, if it wasn't for those strong women, it wouldn't be me. So kudos
Marvin,
back
this
to
is
you
why I
guys.
love you so much. Look at
I
that.
know. Isn't Marvin like the best? I'm like, yay. So I did find the book, even though I had glitched the whole show to do it, but it's right here. What you look for. It's called
Look at
Passion.
that photo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, professional there.
Yeah.
That looks good. That looks good. So you can get it right on Amazon, and you can definitely stay connected with Marvin that way. All right. So I did find that it was at a hearty cost. Anybody else had any closing comment? And we're going to get ready to end today's broadcast here.
Marvin, is it on Audible?
I think so. Yes, it is. I think it's on
Okay.
Audible as well. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank you all for in the studio audience. I see Lady Justine Hilliard. I want to say happy birthday to you. She's also celebrating a birthday this weekend, so we want to give a shout out to her. Mackenzie, pop if you can, just like a few quick comments up, like 2 or 3, so we can get ready to close out. I want to make sure I see your different facial expressions. And probably Psych was like, hey, what's happening to the host? Probably, I guess that's what he's saying. Like, where'd you go? Where'd you go? All right, glad to have you, Psych. Anybody else? Any other comments? We're going to close out here. Let's see. Any comments?
Oh, I did put the Truffles link to the event in the comments on your things. So there is
Perfect.
a Facebook event for the Truffles and Bubbles. If you guys want to be able to see for tomorrow, I'd love to see some of you guys come by. There's some great people to network with too. I'm actually going to have Phil, a videographer, going to be there. So
excellent. Make sure you all know that you can go and get information right at the Fresh Expert with Corinne Brown, and all of her information is there for you all to follow. And I do want to take a moment. You can take the comment down. I do want to take one moment as we're getting ready to close out to just give my condolences. Mackenzie, you can take the comment down before I put this picture up. I don't want anything else to be on the screen. Okay. This lady who actually prophesied, she prophesied to me that I would actually have a daughter after having 4 sons. And so she's the godmother to my daughter, Jayla, and her name is Mother, we call her Mother Evangelist, Clara Walton. And I want to let everybody know that she had 5 family members recently pass away, all within a week's time frame of each other. But her triplet sisters, which is Carolyn and Catherine, they've transitioned from this earth, and it was in a house fire along with her nephew. And I don't want to mess any names up, but it was definitely her triplet sister, Carolyn, her triplet sister, Catherine, her nephew, Jamar Stone, and they'll be eulogized on January 6th, tomorrow. So I just wanted to make sure that I acknowledge this family and that let everybody know they have our deepest condolences and prayers during their time of bereavement. And they also had another cousin pass away, unrelated incident, and a brother-in-law pass away. And again, all within a week's time frame of each other. So this woman prays for everybody in the world, and she's very accurate in her prophecy of telling people certain things that God put in her heart. So I just want you all to know she stands in the need of prayer at this time. Okay. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend and everything. And we will see you here on the Kim Jacobs Show again, Monday through Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all, panel, for being here. You all are amazing, and I appreciate each and every one of you.
All right.
Okay. You can stay backstage if you want. And everybody have a great day. Love you all. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and